contract best practices and tips. It's important to set yourself up for success when writing and reviewing contracts. In the world of business, contracts are your allies. So let's begin with some best practices. First of all, get everything in writing. Ensure all agreements, changes to the agreements, and commitments are documented in writing. It's so much easier to refer back to something than have a he said, she said situation. And if you discuss something verbally, follow up with a written confirmation email. Paper trails are important to prevent any disputes, but also, it's just a nice thing to do. Next up, if you have a contract signed and your client decides to change up the terms in a contract, for example, increase the scope of work, send over an amendment agreement. An amendment agreement is basically a short contract that states the changes to your original contract and you both sign it. This makes it so that you are completely on the same page and also it's more enforceable than a verbal agreement. Next up, make sure all terms are clear. Make sure that when you are reading a contract, all of the responsibilities of all the parties are clearly outlined and understood by both parties. Make sure both parties understand their obligations, the scope, when things need to be handed in, the schedule, and the payment details. Now, remember to also update your contracts periodically. Businesses and legal landscapes evolve. Make it a habit to review and refresh your contracts yearly to keep them relevant and compliant. Now, a pretty obvious one, don't sign what you don't understand. Never sign what you don't understand, and do not be afraid to ask questions, clarify clauses, and really get into a contract. A contract is the outline of your relationship. And if you're signing a contract with someone and you ask a question and they don't know what their contract means, it's definitely a red flag. Remember, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. And obviously, be wary of red flags. Be cautious when reading contracts. Make sure you are getting what you're signing up for. As I said before, if you don't understand a contract, don't sign it. Because once you do sign it, even if you don't completely understand it, you're bound by that contract. If you've ever Have you ever watched that Joan is Awful episode in Black Mirror? It's like that. Signing your life away in the terms of conditions, pretty wild. In conclusion, when in doubt about a contract, triple check it, and if you're still in doubt, seek legal advice. Lawyers can review and clarify contract terms, ensuring that business owners fully understand their obligations and rights. Trusting instincts is crucial. If something feels off, it's worth taking the time to get a professional opinion. And that's it. Next up, what to do when there's a dispute or when things go terribly wrong.